MFA updates.
Sawadika and welcome to MFA Update with me, Panik Nisha Grayberg. This is a weekly program that focuses on Thailand's international affairs and activities. And today I have an honor to talk to His Excellency Mr. กัลยาณะ วิพัฒน์ภูมิประเทศ the Ambassador of Thailand to Canada. He will inform us about the 60th anniversary of the establishment of Thailand and Canada diplomatic relations.
The foreign affairs that matter. Special guests from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. This is the MFA Updates.
Hello สวัสดีค่ะคุณกัลยาณะ
สวัสดีครับ
Nice to talk to you again.
Yes, and thank you very much for having me on the programs again.
Yes, and today we are talking about the 60th anniversary of the establishment of Thailand and Canada diplomatic relations.
Yes.
Thailand and Canada celebrated the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations last year. As Thai ambassador to Canada, how do you view the bilateral relations between the two countries?
Well, very good questions. The 60th anniversary of our diplomatic relations is a very important milestone. And since the establishment of Thailand and Canada's diplomatic relations on the 8th of November 1961, our two countries have enjoyed smooth and amicable relations driven by our shared values and our strong people-to-people ties. And despite of geographical distance between our two countries, exchanges of visits at all levels have been robust ever since the early days of our diplomatic relations. And the most important is the historic state visit in 1967 by Their Majesties King Bhumibol and Queen Sirikit for Canada's centennial anniversary of Confederation and Montreal Expo 1967. That visit helped tremendously to propel our bilateral relations and paved the way for many high-level exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, our relations have grown from strength to strength, and our cooperation has become more and more multifaceted. And there's more. On the multilateral level, our partnership is rooted on our common aspiration, be it on free trade, women empowerment, and sustainable development, as well as our common core values. And let me touch on the economic front also.
Mm-hmm.
Thailand and Canada have built a strong foundation over the past 6 decades. And today, Thailand is Canada's second largest trading partner in ASEAN. And Thailand is home to some of the largest production base of Canadian companies in the region. And I'm proudly to say that there's a number of Thai companies have also expanded their investment in Canada. In particular, Thai food and agricultural products have found popular support in many cities across Canada, especially since Canada is home to a large and vibrant Asian community. Another important aspect is the people-to-people contact. And before the COVID-19 pandemic, thousands of Thais visited Canada annually, and around 20,000 Thais chose to live in Canada. And vice versa, approximately 200,000 Canadians visited Thailand annually as tourists, and around 5,000 Canadians chose to Thailand as their home. And that is very important to us. And lastly, let me touch on the cooperation among the academic institutions, which is also a very good aspects of our bilateral cooperations. Our academic exchanges date back to the 1960s, when hundreds of Thai teachers traveled to Canada for training at the University of Alberta. And subsequently, many Canadian professors also visited Thailand as advisors in the 1970s. In recent years, many Canadian universities have also signed agreements with Thai academic institutions, and many Thai students chose to study or do their research in Canada. Currently, we now have approximately 2,000 to 3,000 Thai students traveling to Canada each year to pursue their further studies. As you can see, what I mentioned of all this, the ties between our two countries have grown, deepened throughout the past 6 decades. And we are proud to commemorate and celebrate this important milestone in our relations with Canada.
So what are the highlights of this commemoration?
Well, as of now, there are two important events which the two government is affiliated with. One of which is I mentioned the reception that we host to exhibit the photos that was taken by the Canadian photographers, and also to commemorate the event at the Thai residence here in Ottawa. And also the Canadian ambassador in Thailand also hold the same reception, at the Canadian ambassador residence in Bangkok, which our Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Khun Paramatvinai also attended that important functions. Those are the two big events that we both hold to commemorate this important event. In addition to that, Thailand and Canada also jointly published a literary translation consisting of short stories by Thai and Canadian authors titled Amity. This is to showcase our two countries' literary work and creativity. And the book, which has been translated into Thai and English, will allow our two peoples to learn more about each other's rich cultural diversity and ways of life, further deepening our understanding and strengthening our social and cultural relations.
Moving forward, how do you envision Thailand and Canada's relations in the next decade?
Oh, that's another good question. Thank you. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected the way we live, the way we interact, and the way we do our business. But our two countries are deeply committed to move towards a robust economic recovery. And as Thailand advances our bio-circular green or BCG cooperation in the region and beyond to rebuild our economies and in a more balanced and sustainable growth post-COVID, Canada can indeed play a part in Thailand's goal to build back better, greener, more sustainably, and more inclusively. And for example, Thailand welcomes Canadian exporters and investors to take part in our BCG industries and infrastructure projects in the EEC. And moreover, Thailand and Canada can work together on many other areas such as trade, investment, agriculture, SMEs development, innovation, education, and tourism. And the potential for cooperation between our two countries is boundless and immense. In addition to what I mentioned, before this, we also in the verge of launching ASEAN-Canada FTA negotiation, which could serve as an impetus to increase our bilateral trade, as studies have shown that this FTA could help increase Thailand and Canada's GDP, as well as our business to grow together. And last but not least, I mentioned earlier also, the people-to-people relations we hope to move. We hope to have more educational exchanges and build back our respective tourism industry post-COVID. Both Thailand and Canada, both loosen our travel restriction, and Thailand is ready to welcome more Canadian tourists to Thailand. And in these people-to-people interactions that underpin the strong relations between our two countries. And as a Thai ambassador to Canada, I see many potentials in moving our relations forward by using the already existing strong foundation to enhance our cooperation further in the decades to come. And I even look forward to help realize these goals.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Mr. Galayana Wipatpumi Pratet, the Ambassador of Thailand to Canada. For more information about the 60th anniversary of the establishment of Thailand and Canada diplomatic relations, don't forget to follow the YouTube channel MFA Thailand and Facebook page FM88 Radio Thailand English for more updates. I'm Kimmy or Kim Panik Nishagrayerk. See you again until next time. Have a lovely day. สวัสดีค่ะ
MFA updates